Korean game developer Shift Up is releasing its new name, Stellar Blade, known as Project Eve, during PlayStation's State of Play presentation. The game's story follows a post-apocalyptic society centered around the main city of Xi'an, which was built beneath a desolate wasteland as a result of everything that caused humanity to fall into turmoil. One of the main characters, Adam, realizes that the people of the city are in a deep sleep due to energy depletion and that if allowed to continue, this will cause eternal darkness. Since we see both melee sword-like weapons and ranged weapon-like weapons, the fighting mechanics in the game are reminiscent of Nier Automata and also a Platinum game like Bayonetta. Developed exclusively for the PlayStation 5, the game focuses on fast-paced and third-person action-based combat. In this narrative-driven, third-person survival horror game set 300 years in the future, the player will take on the role of Jacob Lee, a victim of fate thrown into Black Iron Prison, a maximum security penitentiary located on Jupiter's moon, Callisto. When inmates begin to transform into monstrous creatures, the prison is thrown into chaos. To survive, Jacob must battle his way to safety to escape Black Iron Prison, while uncovering the dark and disturbing secrets buried beneath the surface of Callisto. Using a unique blend of shooting and close-quarters combat, Jacob will need to adapt his tactics to combat the rapidly evolving creatures while scavenging to unlock new weapons, gear, and abilities to outrun the growing threat and escape the horrors of Jupiter's dead moon.
Day we delay brings us closer to disaster.
In the realm of Final Fantasy XVI, the Mother Crystals are a source of power and pride amongst its people, and by using the powers of these crystals, peace has been obtained, for a time at least. But with the blight threatening all, and darkness already taking the life of a key person in the realm of Rosaria, Clive Rosefield is going to go on a dark mission of revenge to not just avenge that whom he lost, but to get the destiny of his people back and away from the crystals. The game promises to be darker and more intense than any Final Fantasy game that has come before it, so be prepared for not just massive battles, but a tone that is different. Whether it works or not we can't say, but we can say that we're very interested.
Shake the island to its foundations.
There's certainly a lot of action to be had in Dead Island 2. The zombie apocalypse has never looked so exciting or brutal. Recent revealed and heading our way in February, the action in this installment of the Dead Island franchise will take players to the sunny climes of Los Angeles, San Francisco, and another as yet undisclosed location. Surviving and thriving during a zombie outbreak is no mean feat, of course, so players will be able to explore the playstyles and storylines of 6 different characters during their gameplay. Action-wise, there will be a heavier focus on melee combat, with the promise of more gore and gruesome ways to off the undead than ever before. Definitely, one for fans of life or death action to look up next year. Do you know the story of Pinocchio? We hope so, given how long the story has been around. We'll warn you, Lies of P isn't exactly the story you're thinking about. Instead, it's set in a Dark Souls-inspired world where humanity has collectively lost its mind, and you're on a mission to both become human and find the mysterious man known as Mr. Geppetto. The game has a deep and challenging battle system, and in a twist, you'll need to lie in order to survive. Will you figure out what's going on and get your wish of being human? Atomic Heart is an action RPG that puts players into an alternative timeline in 1955. Technology has bloomed with the Soviet Union thriving in today's society. Players are stepping into the role of a mentally unstable KGB agent named P3 who is sent out to investigate a facility that has gone silent. Now, players will venture into the remote area and search for clues. You'll find that the area is filled with hostile robots and other enemies, leading in a battle to get the area under control. The developers have also showcased plenty of weapons and modifications that they'll be able to craft as they progress through the campaign. The Lords of the Fallen is a reboot/follow-up to 2014's Lords of the Fallen. This Souls-like action RPG was a hit with fans of dark fantasy and brutal combat alike. So, it's pretty exciting news that a new installment of the game is set to launch at some point next year. The Lords of the Fallen will build on the themes of the original game, with the action taking place in the dual realms of the living and the dead. Traversing these deadly worlds as Dark Crusaders will be a core component of the gameplay, so there'll be plenty of action to be had fighting off monsters in the bowels of these parallel lands. The Lords of the Fallen will also have online co-op functionality, meaning players can bring a companion on their journey through the hellish realms that await. Resident Evil 4 is one of the most iconic and influential games of all time. Without Resident Evil 4, games like Dead Space might never have existed. Its over-the-shoulder camera even became the standard for third-person shooters moving forward. With a heavier emphasis on the horror elements, modern rendering features, and more advanced AI, the Resident Evil 4 remake could become a new gold standard for the genre. The Diablo franchise represents one of the best dungeon crawler ARPGs out there, but Blizzard doesn't always know how to handle it. With Diablo 4, they might just get their act back together, as they're going to use the newest advances in tech to make sure the game looks great and plays great. At least, that's what we hope they'll do. Harry Potter fans are getting a new video game title to enjoy. Hogwarts Legacy is actually taking place well before the events of the popular novels and movies. Instead, we're tossed into a role of a newly accepted student to the Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. You'll learn spells, tame mythical beasts while also getting the ability to explore the school and nearby grounds. Meanwhile, there will be plenty of antagonists to fight off along your journey. Included is Ranrock, the leader of the Goblin Rebellion, alongside Victor Rookwood, the leader of a dark wizard group. Players will be able to dive into this thrilling action RPG early into 2023 as well. While initially slated for a release in 2022, the developers have since pushed this game back to February of 2023.
One who could push me.
Spidey is back to swing around Manhattan in Marvel's Spider-Man 2, set to release in 2023 on PlayStation 5. This sequel continues the story of Peter Parker and Miles Morales, as the two friendly neighborhood Spider-Men have to stop supervillains from wreaking havoc in New York City. Among the bad guys threatening NYC is Venom, the alien symbiote that had his own movie back in 2018. Venom won't be the only villain starring in Marvel's Spider-Man 2, as Insomniac Games confirmed Peter and Miles will need to face several enemies.